Episode 144, Raiding the Kingdom. We're coming at you live on Tuesday night. Title for this one is Home Invasion.
It's Monday night, buddy.
Is it Monday? It is Monday. You know,
Monday,
I'm so used to doing
it's
Tuesday.
Because yesterday, you know what happened yesterday?
Oh my God, here we go. Let's just get into it.
Do you know? Let's just get into it.
Yeah,
So,
unfortunately, I do know what happened on Monday. Yeah.
Yesterday, the Kansas City Chiefs, led by the great Patrick Mahomes,
aren't you say
went
Patrick
into
LeBron
M&T
Mahomes
Stadium,
the fourth or whatever his name is?
Yeah. You know, I'm trying to tone
Paint
it
a
down.
picture. Go ahead, paint the scene.
We went into M&T Stadium. It was a brisk night. It was a brisk afternoon, rainy. The weather was against us. We were going up against the MVP of the NFL. No one gave us a shot. But you know what happened?
What happened?
We got the dub, man. We're
Did you?
Back to back AFC championships. We're going to the Super Bowl, and the Super Bowl just so happens to be in Las Vegas, Nevada, which also happens to be the home of the Raiders. So we get to play a playoff game in the Raiders Stadium before they even get to play a playoff game in their own stadium, and we get to practice in their facilities too. Hopefully, none of their chumpness rubs off on us, and we can get a win. But back to the game.
It'd be nice for you to play actually in like high quality facility, unlike the dump that is Arrowhead. Burrowhead.
If that's okay, Burrowhead. Okay, whatever makes you feel better. I realize that at this
I'm grasping at straws right now. Yeah,
you're grasping at straws. It's like people. It's like people sending me messages and tagging me and stuff about when you beat us on Christmas. Congratulations, you guys beat us on Christmas. It was like, the first time in 3 years I think that happened. But we can go into technicalities about the Raiders being in the playoffs 4 times in the last 24 years. But we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Patrick Mahomes leading the Chiefs, being that just tactical assassin with man beautiful Travis Kelce, who surpassed Jerry Rice in receptions. I think he's got a ways to go to pass him in total yardage, but he did it in less games than Jerry Rice did. Just an absolute dominating performance by him. Vintage Kelce. I think Taylor maybe gave him a little bit of, maybe Taylor before the game gave him an extra special. So he went off. You know what means? Everyone knows.
I know exactly. I'm very
he went off.
Aware.
The defense was. Yeah, the defense was phenomenal. Drew Tranquil, who just came in from the Chargers last year, has just been a godsend. He had 8 tackles, led the team in tackles, was just phenomenal, making just game-changing play after game-changing play. He had that attempted sack on Lamar Jackson, and Lamar Jackson actually just shaked off a couple sacks last night or yesterday afternoon, and not enough. He was not enough. Pacheco played great. He ran angry. When he runs angry, we're incredibly difficult to beat. And we just did everything we needed to do, man. Patrick's stat line wasn't crazy. He was 30 of 39, 240 yards and a touchdown. Sacked only once, so that was the first sack that he had. First time he'd been sacked all postseason was last night by the Ravens. So good on them for getting that one sack.
We're supposed to be the best,
but we just did. Yeah, supposedly the best defense. The scheme and the offensive line played great. Trey Smith had a couple of those phantom holding calls. Because everyone wants to critique the call that the Chiefs get, as there's some sort of conspiracy that they're supposed to make it to the Super Bowl. And I don't think you could really point to one specific play in the game yesterday that was so game changing that the Chiefs got it and the Ravens didn't. When you look at the replays for some of the roughing the passers, especially like Clowney's play, like, dude, come on, like that's 1000%. But we got it done, man, and it feels
Flowers'
good.
taunting play was pretty unfortunate. Even Joe Burrow chimed in on that one and said, "Let the boys taunt."
Yeah, he did it to the excess where he stood over the guy. I get it, like, but if we're playing by the rules, then that's what we're going with. But there's no NFL game that's refed 100% the same. Like I said, I thought the officiating was
consistently.
yeah, I thought the officiating was extremely good in the Chiefs Ravens game. We just did more. It's like I said, in Spags we trust. He came up with a perfect game plan to make Lamar Jackson just seem normal. He didn't look comfortable. He looked like he was trying to be a quarterback that he's not. And he's very much, I heard this on the radio. He's very much kind of like Dak Prescott when it comes to the playoffs. They both have the same amount of games. Their records are very similar, and they have these amazing regular seasons. And then when it comes to the postseason, they just don't do what they need to do. And that's what separates the greats from the okays. And Patrick Mahomes is unbelievable. 4 Super Bowls in 5 years. Obviously won 2, lost 1, and he's been incredible. And the Chiefs have kind of just awoken in the playoffs. And no first game all season against the Ravens, we didn't have any drop passes. Mostly probably because Kadarius Toney was not playing and just talking crap on.
We have to talk
Instagram
about that.
Yeah, he's the joke.
You guys should cut him in the 2 weeks leading up to the game.
Yeah,
if he gets another ring for riding the pine.
And, well, he would still get a ring because he was a member of the team. So whether we cut him now or
even if you cut him before the Super Bowl, he would still get a ring.
I believe so. I thought
there were guys. Sure no, I think because if there were guys that like got put on IR before the game, like if he had to get put on IR like today, he would not get a ring if you guys.
Yeah, he'll pawn it off or to fund another rap album or something like that. But
he's gonna have to pawn it off if he keeps playing.
Yeah, really speaking on him, I don't know. I mean, some team will probably give him a chance in training camp, but he hasn't done any favors for himself in his time in the NFL. That's for sure. And he's got a perfect opportunity in Kansas City, and he's fumbled that and not caught that too.
Dropped it. Yeah,
he dropped it. But yeah, great win, man. Like I said, I can come on here and we can, I made this video, right? And a lot of Raiders fans were upset about that. I get it, right? But
if you guys didn't see the video, it is posted on our Facebook page, our Twitter page. Coach, I told him the heat was going to come.
He was going to come, and I appreciate it, right? We're all we don't like each other, right? Raiders, Chiefs, we're a hated rivalry. I think one of the greatest rivalries in sports, definitely football for sure. But you can't have your rebuttal be the game on December 25th. You guys are not in the playoffs.
Yeah, no, we're not.
And how many times have you been when we talked about this? 4 playoff appearances since the year 2000. I fully realized that the Chiefs before Patrick Mahomes, not that great, right? So I think 7 playoff wins. You know what I mean? We obviously got a Super Bowl 2, Dawson, but in recent memory, the Chiefs are far more dominant than the Raiders are. Last Super Bowl was 83, so that counts, but that was before both of us were born, right? It's the dynasty is not really a thing at this point, right? It's better for the rivalry.
I'm very much aware that there's no
I think
the dynasty's been going since the 90s, to be honest. So we haven't been good since, like you said, mid 80s.
It's been a very long time, right? We're blessed. We were able to find the Patrick Mahomes. We found something, that he was going to be. I don't know what. I mean, we obviously had no idea what he was going to be, what he is now, but we saw something in him that showed that this guy's going to be able to lead our team and be a game changer, and he has been that and even more. And
what I want to say is, like, how many and yourself included, how many Chiefs fans said maybe by like week, we'll say week 12, this is a deep playoff team, definitely
So
going to make the Super Bowl.
what I'll say about that, right? So I came on here and I lost $100, right? I made a bet with a buddy, and I said to this, like, I will easily pay $100 for the Chiefs to go to the Super Bowl. I was betting. It was a motivation bet. They heard me. They
But it's not like I'm not calling you fake. I'm not saying that it was like
So I mean, I don't think
done this.
I don't think any Chiefs fan could see maybe week 12 when, especially after, what we were like 8-6, right? After we lost to you guys. Yeah. I think we were 8-6 at that point, right? Is that when we ended up?
Yeah, I'll put you at 14, week 12. No, because you have 5 more games left. I don't know, around that. My math.
I forgot the exact week, but we lost 4 out of 6, right? And we just didn't look great. In the back of my mind, I'm like, this team will just get us in the playoffs, and we can do something, right? We're not gonna have home field advantage, but this might be something good. But yeah, I don't think you could go. I think if you took 10 Chiefs, let's just do 10. We do 10 Chiefs fans. I would probably easily say seven of them would probably be like, yeah, I don't know if we got it this year. It's kind of just a down year, but it's like all of a sudden Kelsey's healthy, but also in that same sense, Rashee Rice has just elevated his game so much at that latter part of the season that we're starting to see this guy really develop. They're changing. The defense has always just been super solid, haven't let any team score more than 30 points all year. So that's something that you can go on. But yeah, I think we're just down because we were just so used to the Chiefs dominating that when they're not, and they're just being more mere mortals, that it was something that we were like, well, shit, maybe we are just mere mortals. But here we are, back-to-back Super Bowl appearances, a rematch from our first one, or from 2019 against the 49ers. So it's Super Bowl 58. Who else is 58 for the Chiefs?
I don't know.
Derek Thomas, bro. So.
Oh God. Okay, I thought you meant
go 1 for DT, and yeah. So it feels good to be back, man. It feels good to be back, and like I said, to do it in Vegas is
oh my gosh. So I'll take it from the other perspective now. So I'm a little disappointed that Raider Nation is not chiming in right now with some comments, because Coach, you guys were talking a lot of smack about my co-host here, and he's here ready to embrace the suck, and it's not happening. So I don't know, maybe you guys got to wake up, throw some comments in, and I'll read them off on the screen or post them on the screen, however you wish. This is the ultimate quandary for Raiders fans, because there is a supreme dislike for the 49ers. Battle of the Bay, loyal to the Bay, blah, blah, blah. That's history. They're shots, subtle shots, maybe not all that subtle at the Raiders, obviously, who aren't quote unquote loyal to the Bay because they left California and they're in Nevada now. So
I mean, to be fair, In-N-Out Burger has left Oakland.
Everyone is leaving Oakland. Yeah.
So yeah,
it is fair, but to root for the Chiefs to beat the 49ers is a true. So pretty much all the Raiders fans that don't live in California want the Chiefs to lose, and then all the the diehards that are still in California or in that area just cannot allow for the 49ers to win, and they can't morally hope for a 49ers victory. Personally, for me, I feel similar. Obviously, I'm not from California, but I understand the dynamic, and it is tough. But just with you guys are the new Patriots. Like, you have this track of success, which you know what that means, because you're from same thing. You're from the East Coast. We had
right,
to deal
yeah.
with
So I don't bang my cousin like you guys think that everyone from Missouri does. But
no, yeah, guys, Coach is from the East Coast, so the inbred comments don't apply here. Nor am I going to say they apply to anyone in the Midwest. That would be quite the assumption. Not going to make. But yeah, so you guys are the new Patriots. You are the best consistent team in the league right now, and you have been for what do you say? four Super Bowls, and
You
Mahomes
know,
is what,
four
6 years?
Super Bowls in 5 years. Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
we've
5
been
years.
consistently good since pretty much Mahomes started here. MVP, his second season, first season starting. So yeah, we've been incredibly good. We're lucky. This isn't so when I come on here and talk crap and like, this and that, Mahomes is young, right? So I think we have as long as Andy Reid and Mahomes are together, I feel very confident that we're going to be very competitive and good. But like Dan Campbell said last night, right? He's like, we might not get back here, right? So I do not take for 1 second the fact that we're lucky enough to be as good as we are, have the players that we have, and continue to essentially be very dominant. And that's what I think attracts a lot of people to the Chiefs, right? We're 90s guys, right? So a lot of 90s kids, a lot of people in the 90s, 80s, I'll use basketball as a reference, love Michael Jordan, right? They loved
the GOAT.
The GOAT, right? And in turn, they loved and supported the Chicago Bulls, right? There's people from Chicago that love the days when they had Jerry Sloan and Artis Gilmore, right? Two names that 99% of you probably have, like, what the hell is Coach?
I have no idea what we're talking about.
You know what we talk about, right? But Coach has a lot of useless sports knowledge, and that's just the way it is.
It's all useful.
But Mahomes is very similar to Jordan in the fact that he just makes plays and is just a winner. Justin Watson even said he's like a Michael Jordan of football, right? So people are drawn to that. And yeah, there is a lot of people, the Chiefs fans that don't necessarily know the history, don't know that, like, Matt Castle was the quarterback, and I don't know. They don't know who Derek Thomas is. They don't know Joe Montana was. I mean, there's things that they don't know, but in reality, who really cares, right? If you're supporting a team and you're going out there and you're rooting for them, the more cheers, the better. But we are lucky to be in the position that we are in. We're lucky to have Andy Reid. We're lucky that we got Patrick Mahomes. A great quarterback can change everything for a team, right? So is this going to be the time that the Raiders finally pick somebody that's good and it's a game changer, and you can legitimately have your first, minus this Kenny Stabler, right? Your first game-changing franchise quarterback in forever.
Right. I think that you've segued that into just a good point, that this should illustrate to the Raiders and to other teams that are having similar ideas that you might just have to take that reach and make that commitment to leverage some of your future to go up and get one of these studs that are available in the draft, because Patrick Mahomes is killing it. The Chiefs traded up to get him.
We traded 2 first-round picks, man. We moved up from, I think, 27 to 10 to take them.
And I don't think you'll miss any of those first-round picks for a millisecond compared to what kind of success you've gotten from going out there and getting him. So I think the Raiders, this idea of running it back with, and I don't like people to say, don't say run it back when you didn't accomplish anything. Love the Antonio Pierce hire, but people saying, let's run it back. Let's run it back to what? We were 8-9. We didn't run anything. We ran the Broncos, but that's easy. Everyone runs all over them. So it's time to, if you want to be competitive, especially in the AFC West, once again, with Mahomes continuing to dominate, Harbaugh is now in there, Sean Payton's in there. It's a wild, wild West, and they got to figure out a way to be competitive. And AOC, Jimmy G, these bridge QBs aren't the way to do it. You guys didn't even attempt that. Went right from Alex Smith, who was competitive, to Patrick Mahomes.
Alex Smith was
and now you guys are the biggest thorn in our side, even though we have that Christmas Day victory that once I will concede to, I can't, it's not something I can celebrate anymore. The regular season is over. You guys are blitzing through the postseason. I needed Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson to save me, and neither of them couldn't even come close. So it's just it's time for the Raiders to make a move if they want to be competitive. And beating you guys once out of every 2 games, every 3, or beating you once every 3 years is not competitive. So that was just my takeaway.
Like they say, scared money don't make money, right?
That's it. I've been saying that to people that say it's 2 first-round picks. It's 3 I don't want to do 3 first-round picks. Let's be real, but 2 and a couple thirds are reasonable.
Okay, let me ask you this: you trade 3 first-round picks, but you get a Super Bowl out of it. Is it worth it?
100%. No questions asked.
Nothing in life is guaranteed, but the only guarantee is that if you don't have a good quarterback, you're not going to win.
Look at our last three first round picks and tell me if we're going to miss any of them. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
It's Tyree Wilson traded for Devontae Adams, so that was good. And then before that, it was Alex Leatherwood
and Clellion Ferrell, right? Let's just say Clellion Ferrell, Alex Leatherwood.
That was 2019. Henry
I'm just
Ruggs,
saying in general,
Damon Arnett, and Clellion Ferrell was first round too. He was 4th overall in 2019.
And that's when you skipped on Josh Allen, right? No. Who'd you skip? Who'd you
miss? No.
We
did. We did miss Josh Allen, the defensive end. Yeah.
The defensive end. Okay. Yeah.
There was a ton in that draft that we missed on. We could have had Quinn Williams went 5, I think. So there was a lot of guys he missed on. But of all the first round picks, we'll go all the way back to 2019. Only one of them is still on the team, and it's Josh Jacobs. And he's not technically on the team right now. The rest are all gone. They're all gone. Well, Tyree Wilson obviously is still here because he's a rookie. But so, I agree. Coach, you make a great point. So 3 may have to be in the cards. It'll take us out of the aim of embarrassing ourselves in the first round, as we have done in the last 5 years, as I've just illustrated by going back in time.
Yeah.
But we're in the future now. Coach is ecstatic going to the Super Bowl. Let's just touch real quick on the other game. So you do lead our playoff predictions 9-7. You've sealed the deal because I had my money on the Ravens and I had my money on the Lions, as did you. You and I both love the story of the Lions, Dan Campbell and his grittiness and all that. And I like the fact that he's a quote unquote rah-rah coach. And he made it to the NFC Championship, and Eminem flipping everyone the bird. They were up by 17 at one point, blew it. What was you might have been delirious from your win, but did you have any takeaways from that game you wanted to share quick, or something you saw from the 49ers?
So, I loved, it was a great game. The rooting interest, I got family out in the Bay that are 49ers fans, and I have some friends that are, diehard Lions fans and have been Lions fans for forever. So I felt for both of them, right? It's kind of like for me, it didn't matter who won. It was whoever won. It didn't really matter to me. I'd be like, oh, we can avenge week 1, or we could play the Niners again. I commend Dan Campbell for not changing who he is or what he believes in and leaving it in the players' hands. Yes, would have been smart to kick a field goal, absolutely, but he didn't change who he was, and I think that's what the players love about him, is that he believes in them, and he's gonna be like, go win the game. Obviously, like he said, you might only get one shot at this, and the NFC North is only going to get better. Jordan Love and the Packers were very good this year, youngest team in football. If the Bears get Caleb Williams and another receiver, whatever happens with them, they can be better. The Vikings, if they get Cousins back or a decent quarterback, I've heard of Daniels possibly going to them. Who knows? But your time is always up before you really think it is. So they're not going to sneak up on anyone. But I do commend the Lions for just going for it and believing in themselves. It didn't work out. And I commend Brock Purdy too. A lot of people, I was not, when they're down at halftime, I'm like,
I thought that was it.
I thought that was it, but he showed that he is the future and he's the franchise quarterback there. And
you think so? You think
I did?
That's cemented it? Yeah.
I think that's cemented it. I don't really. I mean, you got him for another 2 years, I think, at league minimum. So
at nothing, yeah,
at nothing. So keep rolling with it. Then let him get paid, and if he's not the right one, then draft another Mr. Irrelevant. But I give Brock Purdy credit, and that Brandon Ayuk catch was ridiculous. Really hope he's a Chief next year. And
he was really upset he didn't get number 1 on the top 10 plays. I don't know if you saw that reaction, but he watched top 10 live. And what was it that they gave it to? It was a play from your game. Who got number 1?
It was probably a Lamar Jackson throw to himself.
That might have. Oh, that was probably it. Yeah.
Which was ridiculous, but I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, but it ends in a loss, so I don't know how that could be number 1. Mm-hmm. My only takeaway from that was, Purdy. I think he was encouraged to use his legs more. We're going to do a full Super Bowl breakdown, so I don't want to go too into what the 49ers did, because we're going to do it. We're going to have one of our recurring guests, your favorite. We're going to have him on either this week or next week. But we'll do a full breakdown that episode. But I respected their ability to bounce back, and Purdy was definitely encouraged to use his legs more. He had one throw, I think it was I always butcher his name, the fullback, Jesus, whatever. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
I can never say it right, even though I hear it on all the time. But
it's
he extended.
Like a Polish name.
He extended a bunch of plays, and it was his wife makes all the cutout things. He extended a bunch of plays, very Lamar-esque, and I was impressed. I was impressed with that. So he's showing a little bit more creativity on his end, which I think is going to be needed if they're going to beat you guys, but which we'll get into next week. So we're not doing predictions on that one just now. But I think that the Lions. So you said Dan Campbell sticks to who he is, and we respect that. But I think him and the Ravens did something uncharacteristic that they haven't done this season. Was they abandoned the run at the wrong time. The Ravens only rushed the ball 9 times, and then Dave Montgomery and
that the Montgomery, the 3rd and 1 that was
Josh Reynolds apparently borrowed Darius Toney's gloves.
Yes, yeah, he did,
and that didn't help. I would have stopped throwing him the ball after that one, but regardless, I don't know. I just think if you have the hot hand, ride it. The Ravens really never established the run in the first place. They just decided. I think they let you guys kind of dictate the way they were going to run their offense.
They got a lot of pressure. We got a lot of pressure on Lamar Jackson. I think we threw him out of his comfort zone. The offensive line of Baltimore just couldn't keep it together. And like I said, that between Leo Chanel, the blitzes, George Karlaftis, sack. I'm gonna butcher his name again. He just tore his ACL. Amenahu.
Charles Amenahu.
Amenahu. He had the strip sack. Torn ACL, that hurts. And then I think they disguised it, and then that Deion Bush intercepts the ball and triple coverage there in the end zone.
That was, and I like Isaiah Likely a lot, but don't raise your hand, dude, when you see you have there. And even though that split second you were open, but you had triple coverages converging all at the same time.
Yeah,
it was
Lamar, he's the MVP of the regular season. He's got some work to do I don't doubt that he one day maybe will get a Super Bowl. He just has to figure it out and buck up when it comes time to the when all the lights are on you. It's not easy. Patrick Mahomes just shines there. Bottom line.
And I'm not going to say the name of the podcast because I'm not a huge fan, but Taylor Lewan, one of the hosts of that show, I think he was on, what's her name? She used to be on Good Morning Football. She does her own thing now. Cool person. Whatever. But he was on her show and he said there's a blueprint to beating Lamar Jackson, and it's making him throw the rock all night and continue and make him throw the ball. And he got clowned for it. And so Taylor Lewan, you were right on that one, dude. I think he has improved as a passer tremendously, and I don't like the running back joke with him. I think that joke is now reserved for Justin Fields. But he didn't shine when he needed to, and I don't know if it'll cost him the MVP. At this point, I think he's safe. But
no, he's the MVP. It's a regular season, man. He's the MVP.
Yeah, but there's gonna be a little asterisk to it, and so when they when Ravens fans say, "Well, we have the MVP," they're gonna say, "Bloop." How about that? How about the AFC?
Yeah, I mean, like they say, 2-time MVP is pretty much a lock for the Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
you don't want to be Dan Marino, dude. You don't want to be Dan.
No. Hall of Fame without the ring is no bueno. But I think we're going to wrap it up unless there's any last minute point you wanted to touch on. Raider Nation, you guys really disappointed me. You did not come out and attack Coach the way you have in the past. And this would be
I'll get some comments maybe after all this, but I appreciate.
I gave them a 30-minute countdown that you were coming.
No, I appreciate all your hate and love for me. I'm sorry I have to be the Chiefs fan on this podcast. It reminds you that, again, we are going to your home stadium to play the Super Bowl before you play a playoff game there and use your practice facilities. So maybe maybe a little sprinkle of greatness will make you guys better next year. Who knows?
Yeah, I saw some comments about other things they thought you guys would leave behind in our stadium. But we'll see. If the confetti rains down on you guys in Allegiant Stadium as winners, because it'll rain down regardless, that'll be the kick in the nads for Raider Nation for sure. And I, for one, would not be able to talk any smack until we make our way. I don't know, until we're in the postseason and you guys aren't. But in whatever reality that happens, but that's not the reality of 2023, 2024. And we will not be at the Super Bowl. Travel plans are not going to work out there with us. So we'll be probably doing
Save
a live
that for the
stream,
draft, buddy.
Something
That's going to be more
we'll,
important for you than it is anything else.
Yeah, and you're going to have to grab me if they don't draft a quarterback and something goes awry. You're going
to with the 13th pick in the 2024 NFL draft.
No, we're going to trade up to like two, Jeff.
With the second pick in the 2024 NFL draft, the Las Vegas Raiders select Bo Nix, quarterback, Oregon. Brandon.
Yeah, something like that.
Brandon jumps off a bridge in Detroit.
Yeah,
he jumps.
Right.
He runs away to Canada to never come back.
Right, Niagara Falls. Here I come.
I'm
sure it's a bit of a distance from there, but yeah. All right, so that's the end of the show tonight. We're going to we'll put all these up on socials. Everyone can listen or tune in or watch or whatever you want. We'll be back either late this week or next week with our special guest for a full Super Bowl breakdown. And I think Coach will have to owe me $1 every time he mentions that you guys are playing a Super Bowl in our stadium and we're not.
Last thing, if you want to save on Super Bowl tickets to go from $10,000 to $9,980, use promo code RTK on SeatGeek and get your bets in with Underdog Fantasy. Promo code RTK. Spend $100, get $100 back. I've been doing a big on the pick'em higher lowers. Did okay, won a little bit of money, lost a little bit of money, so I might have to use that promo code again, but use it again. Abuse it, make some money, and let's go Chiefs.
And that's what Coach said. Get those last. This is really the last NFL betting opportunity is the Super Bowl. So get your bets in, and let them ride, and probably bet heavy on the 49ers because they're probably going to kill it. But we'll do that for the but that sounded wrong saying it. I don't like it. Could have been anyone else. I would have been fine rooting for the Lions. No, yeah, they're going to come after me now instead of you. All right, so we'll see everybody on our Super Bowl preview episode. Continue to go after Coach on social media. He embraces the hate.
I embrace the hate because you guys have nothing to come back with.
We beat you on Christmas.